Welcome back. It's art time class. Today, we're going to be making a one-point perspective drawing. Let's get started. To begin, let's review one-point perspective. That's a drawing that has a single vanishing point on the horizon line. For this example, the vanishing point is right here. All these lines go directly to that vanishing point. Even the tops of the trees line up to meet there. Parallel, two lines that never intersect. These two lines for the building are parallel. They never intersect. And then perpendicular, two lines that meet at a 90-degree angle. That's this part right here. That's a 90-degree angle. This is a 90-degree angle. That's what helps make these buildings look like they're going back into the distance this way. And you can actually use this to make bricks and stones. Look nice already. All right, to get our drawing started, we're first going to make our road triangle. Can y'all see this triangle shape right here? To do that, I'm going to rotate my paper, because I do want to make this a landscape. I'm going to lightly draw a horizon line. Pick that vanishing point. And from that vanishing point, I'm going to make a triangle. So one side of my triangle comes down this way, and one side of my triangle comes down this way. So they're kind of mirroring each other. I would like a sidewalk and a dotted line for the center of my road. To do the sidewalk, I'm going to measure, because I do want them to be the same on each side. So let's make this 1 inch from here to there. And let's line this up to be 1 inch from here to there. Here are my guide marks. Let's take a close look as I go from that vanishing point to that guideline. So I'm going to line up my ruler to that vanishing point, line up down here to that guide mark, and then I'm going to draw down. Let's do the same on the other side. Vanishing point to the guide mark. And I don't want to cross. This would be, my arms would be crossing over each other. So instead, I'm going to rotate my paper. And I'm going to do it from this side. If I cross my arms, I make mistakes. And it's okay to make a mistake. There's a way to not do that. It's just turning your paper and rotating it around. Looking great. Now I want to do a dotted line in the center of the road here. So I'm going to use my ruler and kind of measure it up. So I'm lining it up. This is just before the 1. This is just after the 6. And in the middle would be right about here. And I'm going to do a guide mark right in the middle. And then I'm also going to do a guide mark just to the side. So let's do a little bit this way and a little bit that way. So it's like 1/4 of an inch to either side. That looks good. So this center guide can go. And I'm going to have a dotted line from here to there. I'm going to do a light line to start. See the difference how dark these are compared to how light that is. That's going to help you. And then again, I'm going to line up to that vanishing point, to that guideline. Nice light line. Now I'm going to create these horizontal lines on both the sidewalk and the dotted line. I'm going to do them together. I want these lines to be farther apart the farther down my picture it is. And as it gets closer to the vanishing point, those horizontal lines are going to get closer and closer together. So I'm actually going to do my ruler and line it up this way. I find drawing straight lines going up and down is easier for me than going back and forth. So I'm going to do it the easy way for me. And here is my first set of lines. And I can do it dark if I'd like, since I'm not going to erase these lines. And right now, these lines are kind of far apart, And as I get closer to that vanishing point, they're going to start to get closer. That's going to help give it some illusion, some depth, and make it look even more like a one-point perspective drawing. Okay, I'm getting a little closer and closer. And I get even closer. So something that really helped speed up my drawing is that I did these lines coming out first, and then I went back and did all of these straight lines, and I want them all perfectly straight and lined up together. I do have, I have an accident over here. That's okay. It's going to be fairly simple to fix. I'm going to turn my paper around and line up my ruler, and then I'm going to take my eraser and just erase on that ruler's edge. Okay. Now I'm also going to make this a dotted line. So I'm going to shade in every other one. You know what? I bet if I use my ruler, let me line it up. Let's see. Oh, yes. This will make coloring it in neater, nicer, and faster. So it's lined up right on that edge there. Okay, let's rotate that back around and do the other side. I can use my ruler not just to draw straight lines, but to color up to a straight edge. This is one of those pro artist tricks. Oh, over here it's a little hard to see. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and erase here. Yay! I have my road. You'll see the road. It looks like it's going and disappearing into the distance. If you want to add cars or someone walking on the sidewalk, you could definitely do that. I recommend doing like a little stick figure over here and then having a bigger stick figure up closer, because everything going down is going to be closer to the viewer. It's going to be bigger, like a tree. See these trees over here? They all line up to each other. So I need to do a tree, say like this is the top of my tree up here. I would line that up to that vanishing point, and if I do another tree in the background that's the same height, the top of this tree would be right about down here. And that's how I can tell how tall a tree should be. Let's erase this line. Because and I want to add some branches in. I don't want to do broccoli trees. They can have a broccoli type shape, but I want to give it a little more detail. So you see how I took that broccoli shape and added lines for the trunk and the branches and added a little more depth and shading? Let's do it close up over here. So I've got my tree. Let's see if I want my tree bottom should line up right about here. That's going to come up here. And this tree has a nice organic little knot right there. Let's give it a little more detail, because if it's closer up, it probably has more details to it. I'm going to add some branches. And then I can come back and add some shading. Well, this is looking really cool. It's up to you what other details you want to add at this point. If you'd like to try something a little challenging, and it's really cool how it looks, and that's adding buildings. So first you're going to erase this horizontal horizon line right here, because we're going to add some buildings to it. And my buildings go straight up, so I need some lines that go straight up as well. And the tops of the buildings are going to line up to this vanishing point. So let's draw a line for the tops of my buildings. And I did that fairly lightly. I'm going to draw some lines going straight up to that line. And what if I want a space in between the buildings, like a little alleyway like this right here? I'm going to draw the start of one building and then the end of the other building right here. This is going to need to disappear because I'm going to give it a perpendicular line coming straight this way. And then let's darken this line here because that's going to be the top of the building. What if I want to make this building taller than this building? So say I want it to be, let's see, I'm going to line it up to that vanishing point and I'm going to have it be this tall. So let's erase this. And let's take this line. And let's see, let's have the building real close right here. And then again, I'm going to add this perpendicular line right here. See, it goes back and then it ends right there. Oops. Oh, I made a mistake. That's okay. Sometimes a smaller eraser can be a good thing. You got a small little area you need to erase in. Okay, let's go ahead and darken this building. But what if I want this building to be shorter than these two? Let's line this up. Say I want it to be about this height. So I'm lined up to that vanishing point, and let's draw in the top of this building here, which means I need to erase all of this. And I guess this line should go back farther then. Let's have it go all the way back. So that building's going back into the distance. Ooh, it's looking very cool. And then I can add, doors if I want to add doors. Windows if I want to add windows. Now the tops of the doors and the bottom of the windows all line up to that vanishing point right there. So I'm going to line up my ruler. And then I get that top of the door right here. And I've got lots of cool details already. Let's look at another example I've worked on where I added a little bit of a door frame, some grass. I added a little kitty cat over here. I've added a bit more shading on the trees, and I even incorporated some mountains in the background. Another example of what a one-point perspective drawing could look like is like a checkerboard type floor. And if you're interested in doing this drawing, definitely go back to Art Time Class YouTube channel. You'll find this has its very own video tutorial as well. I can't wait to see what you create in the classroom. Till next time, keep being creative. Oh, let me show you some student work too. Check out this one. This is by a second grader. Can you believe it? Isn't that amazing? Look at this second grader's picture. I have another example. Another second grader. Oh my gosh, she did such an amazing job. Her buildings look so good. Like, this is so hard to do, and she really rocked it. And one more example. I mean, this one might be my favorite so far. Look at this fourth grader. She, like, everyone in the class was like, what? No way. I know, right? She did such an amazing job. Aren't y'all proud of her?